Okay, here we go. Okay, if anybody's watching, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay, hi everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Oops, I gotta mute myself. All right, there we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, first I'm just gonna warm up doing this ornament. It's kind of easy with paws, and the idea is to make these so you can cut them out and hang them on your Christmas tree. So kind of fun. Now, what I did was I have this painting that I did, and what I want to do is put this on one of the other ornaments. So basically, I'm not going to be able to put the whole wreath on there, just the dogs, back of their heads, and then like a little snowy scene here, and then maybe the wall down here. So I know this shows, if you're watching because you saw the thumbnail, I know this shows this, but I haven't done the ornament yet. So don't mean to be deceiving on the thumbnail, but it's live. You never know what's going to happen anyway. So here we go. Now, what I'm going to do first is I have manganese blue, which I love this blue. And it's a little grainy, a little gritty, but I think it'll be fine for an ornament. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do wet on wet. And I actually have some blue on my brush here, so I'm going to rinse that off. This is cold pressed watercolor paper Arches, 140 pound. And what I did to make the circles, let me find what I did to make the circles was just my little cup that I used for my masking fluid, right? And then I just drew in some of the paw prints here. And then same thing for this one. And I just sketched in the back of their head. So we'll see what happens. Okay, now I have my water here and my blue. And so what I'm going to do first is, turn up the light a little bit. Seems a little dark, but once I start painting, it'll look better. All right, now I'm just going to get this is just water, pure water. And I also have some colored watercolor pencils. And what I'm going to do actually is use the watercolor pencils after the ornament dries, the blue color of the ornament that I'm going to do. After that dries, I'm going to use the pencils for the paws. So this is it's pretty easy. Even you totally, like new beginner can totally do this. You can do this on hot pressed watercolor paper too. Just maybe not get it so wet, just whatever. Just paint, use a real wet brush with your color on there. So it kind of stays transparent, basically. Now here's some manganese blue, and I'm going to go right over. Now it should really only go where I put the water, so I don't really have to be super careful, but still am. So you can see there's a little granulation in the manganese blue. It's just, it's just the pigment. So I think it's earth, right? It's an earth pigment, so you're not gonna find one without it. But it's such a beautiful color. I just love it. I'm really into blue lately. So I'm going to leave a little bit. I'm going to tilt this here because I'm getting a glare here. There we go. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a highlight up, up in here, like the light is kind of hitting it, different areas, and get maybe a little more blue. So let's say I'll have a highlight hitting it there. Maybe kind of, whoops. Well, there you go. I must have had a little Payne's gray there in my palette. That's okay. I kind of like that. That's kind of funny. All right, never know what happens when you go live. Yeah, I think just a little bit. Yeah, I definitely had a little Payne's gray and the blue there on my larger palette. So anyway, I lost the paw print. That's okay. I can kind of see it. All right. And what I'm going to do now is, now that I have a lot of color on there, I'm going to dry off my brush a little bit, kind of mop it up, and then add little highlights. Those little highlights like a bulb would, right? And that helps it give it like a, a sphere looking, round looking too, when you add in the highlights. And if anybody is watching, please shoot me a text. I didn't promote this or advertise this because I am kind of practicing with the lives, and I'm just kind of winging it. So if anybody's watching, shoot me a text now and say hi. I would love to hear from you. I'm kind of glancing over at the chat, so I'd love to hear from you. Okay, now, again, this is cold pressed watercolor paper, so it really holds the moisture. So I'm going to use my heat gun here and just give it a hit of heat. Good. And I think what I'm going to do is just maybe just kind of blend that a little bit more. It's a great thing about watercolor, a little lifting, especially with this paper. It's just awesome. There. And then I think I'll get a little darker here at the bottom. While it's still a little damp. So the paper, now that I did a little heat there, so now the paper is damp and it's going to absorb a little bit more of this pigment, like make it a little darker. And then let's just get the edges here so we have a little bit more definition. And the brush I'm using is a silver size 8 black velvet. Love this brush. I'm going to definitely get a couple more of them. I think I need a smaller size because I really love, look at that point. Such a great point. And then I think I am going to use my little happy accident there with the Payne's gray got in the way. That's why it was a little darker, but I'm going to actually put it, well, I have some of this really pretty lavender. I forgot about that. I just got this new, what is it called? Violet gray or something like that from Daniel Smith. Such a pretty color. I think I'm actually going to do that down here. There. And then you see how, so I dried it. This is actually a good little lesson too. I dried it and then I went, and my brush was actually pretty wet, a lot wetter than the paper, damper than the paper. So that's why I got that little cauliflower thing there. So I'm going to go a little heavier with the color and then just let that all kind of blend in. The paper's pretty wet, so it should blend in a little bit. There we go. And it dries about 50% lighter, right? Watercolors dry so much lighter than, so I'm not worried about going too dark. Okay, and then one more little blue right in the center because that's drying. So that needs a little more color. And then I'm going to put the paws on it. I don't know if you can see the paws, but I have, there, I'm just going to let that all blend in. I drew in paws on the ornament, and so when I'm going to dry it now, and then I'll put I'm going to use my pencils, my watercolor pencils. Where's the color I want to use? Oh, underneath here. I'm going to use chestnut to draw in the paws. So sorry for the noise, but I'm going to dry it now. Okay, so and then I think what I'm going to do, let that dry a little bit more kind of naturally, and I'm going to actually use a little watercolor pencil as a yellow as kind of just a little base layer and outline for the, holder, the hook holder up here. So I'm just going to kind of get a little base color there. And these are Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelle watercolor pencils. And then I'm just going to go over this, probably drop a little Van Dyke brown, maybe a little gold in there while it's wet. And this is, I'm waiting for the rest of the ornament to dry before I do the paws. So, okay, and we'll just wait for that to dry then. Oop. If anybody's there, I'm watching the chat. So say hi, hello, 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 happy holidays and all that. Now I'm gonna, still pretty damp. Let me give it one more little hit here. All right, there we go. Yeah, still pretty damp. Just get all different kinds of values in there. Get a little darker underneath. I want to try to get as much done before I put the paws on there. So little shadow from the, there we go. And a little bit more. Shadow, shadow. Just kind of getting the edges. There we go. Blending in. Turn it to the side a little bit. If anybody's there, let me know what you're painting or drawing. You drawing anything fun? holiday Christmas cards or anything like that. All right, cool. All right, one more little drying. Now I'm going to do the paw. So I think I got enough of a circular feeling to it, right? It always looks so different when it's dried. Ooh, this one gets hot. Okay. Now, I've got chestnut. And chestnut is, this is again from Karen Dash, Aquarelle. So I kind of wanted like a burnt sienna. Just kind of looks pretty, you know, against the blue. I really don't want these two to mix. Oh, so I want to make sure it's dry. It's dry. And again, I have my, my paws. I hardly see them, so I'm just gonna use my graphite super light just to make sure, because I don't want my, I really don't want this pencil to go anywhere else. Okay, then I've got a little circle here, a little paw here. Yeah, I pretty much lost it. Okay, here we go. This is good. It's giving it a little extra time to dry anyway. So I figure I think they have four, 1, 2, 3, and then do kind of a bigger one here, and then the big pad goes right below it. There we go. And what I'm going to do is, I think I want there. Then what I'm going to do is just put a hole, right? I'm going to paint the little string thing and then just cut it out. Put it up on the tree, give it as a gift. This one's going to be really cute. If you're just watching, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do these guys here with the window in the background. So that should be pretty fast. I'm just kind of warming up with this, with these paws, with this ornament. And just playing with the live session, seeing who's out there, if anybody wants to say hi. And then this is the big pad. There we go. Okay, so I've got one. I'm going to do the pad on this one. Sorry if this is taking time. I just want to make sure they look semi-decent. And I'm also trying to draw them so they look like they're turning with the ornament, right? With this circle. So not sure how that's going to work out, but okay, then I'm just going to have like right here, like maybe just a little paws sticking out right here. Okay. All right. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Doesn't work out. I got plenty of paper. I'm going to do it again. So here we go. And trying to go with the curve of the bulb here, the ornament, and then you want them all different sizes. When I was practicing it earlier, I made one and they were all the same size. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. That looked kind of funny. So I'm kind of making this one a little warped on purpose because I want it to look like it's maybe going down. I don't know. I'm going to fill this in. And I'm going to press kind of hard because I don't want any of the blue to come through, and I don't want it to blend with the pencil color. So when I hit it with water, I want it to just kind of like, you know, activate like right away. I don't want to have to like move the brush around. That's what I'm saying. Too much, because I don't want to activate the paint underneath. Then I can add a couple, you know, like maybe one other darker color, like a brown, for a little contrast, so they're not just all one color. Okay, let me see what I do here. This one I think I'll go a little bigger, since these other ones are kind of small. And then maybe up here. Well, the pads are usually kind of lower. I'd go look at my dog's paws. I actually have a lot of pictures of their paws, like in the rain or in the snow, for reference, because I always know I'm going to be drawing paws. Okay, now I'm going to be doing these. These are going to just be kind of peeking out, just on the edge, like they're turning with the globe. Then this one, these guys are facing down. This is just a cute gift too, I think, for somebody. You know, you could do, you don't have to do, for this one, you don't, you know, you can do cats. You can do a cat looking out the window or something like that. A silhouette of a cat would be cute. Okay, not sure about that one, but I'm trying to make it look like it's turning with the globe. I don't know. Okay, and let's see. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I think we just need like a bigger one. There we go. And then, I don't know, I feel like I need maybe one, maybe just one like sticking out over here. There, just to kind of balance it out. Okay, now what I'm going to do is get my smaller, well, actually I like the point on this brush. So I'm going to use this brush. And then, like I said, I really don't want it too much. I don't want it to blend with the blue underneath. Oh, there we go. And then I'm going to add probably like a brown, just for, you know, to have a couple colors on there, so it won't be so flat. Okay, and I'm kind of making it a point there, so like it's going with the ornament. There we go. These pencils are awesome. The pigment is great. It's kind of like a thicker pigment, like thicker watercolor. It's kind of like gouache almost. And then I'm going to try to make that look like it's bending. There we go. And there we go. Righty. Yeah. I think once you do like 2 or 3 of these, you probably get pretty good at them and probably start looking really good. This is just like my warm-up one, so I'm going to do this one next with these dogs. If anybody's out there watching, what's next? Okay, so I'm going to let those dry, and I think what I'm going to do is kind of a prettier yellow there. That's getting looking kind of icky. So, I don't know. I have this real pretty, how about we do a red, like a Christmas red? That's a good idea. Supposed to be a Christmas bulb. Okay, this is, it's red, yeah, this is, Windsor red. Windsor red, Windsor Newton. And then I'll do the string, probably just like a little brown. All right, let's let that sit for a minute. There. Just try to get some kind of highlights. Okay. If that's it, then I'm going to go and pick it up, make it look like a nice highlight. And then for the string, just a little Van Dyke brown. I'm going to make it kind of thick because this is going to be cut out. If you want to hang it on the tree, you want it kind of cut out. I want this part kind of thick. And if it bleeds into the red, that's kind of cool. That's fine with me. Okay. There we go. You know, it would be kind of cute, I think. Maybe a little splash of snow. Maybe a little gouache splash of snow. There we go. This color, I don't know. I don't think this blue worked out like I wanted it to. I think it was just a little too granule. Right, I was going to do a little, I think I'll do a little yellow for the paws. Let me see, brighten up the yellow or brighten up the paws a little bit. A little Indian yellow. Love this color. Looks so pretty with blue too. There you go. I don't know. Just to have a little different color in there. Sure. Sorry if my head's in the way. I'm gonna make it there so they're not as flat. And I guess, you know, we probably should do little nails. You could do like their little, like a little spot there for their nails if you want. There we go. Okay, I think it needs a little gouache. So I'm going to put some fresh gouache. This is the permanent white, Winsor Newton. And it's always got to be kind of fresh because once it dries, it's just almost never the same. And I'm just going to use the same brush. Actually, it might be a little too big. Let's see. Got a smaller brush here. This is just something fun and easy. Okay, here we go with a little snow. Need some more water. You could use a toothbrush or something else. There we go. That's kind of cute. That's pretty much what it needed. And I don't care if it goes outside of the paper. A little more, because the gouache just absorbs so fast. There. Now I'm going to blot just a little bit, I think. Oops. Oops. There. Just make some bigger ones. Let's see how they look. Kind of cute. I don't know, just something fun. Just something fun and creative to do. You could totally make this your own, do different colors. Of course. Well, that's going to turn into a highlight. Okay. And then maybe a little light right there. Okay, so let that dry. And it's going to get a lot lighter, the white, for sure. So I'm going kind of heavy on this now. Okay, so now that one, pretty much done. Let me see. Oh, I got a comment, a chat. Spoiled Ron. Hi from England. Hello. Thank you for watching. That's awesome. Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna let that dry. It's really wet right now. Something happened to my camera. I can't see. Hang on 1 minute. No, we're still on. Okay. Yeah, so here we go. Totally cute for and maybe when it dries, maybe do like a black outline with a pen or something with, or even a white outline or white, I don't know. But if you want to get some more definition with the paws, you could do outline with a black pen or ink or something. So anyway, that's just something super easy. You can give somebody as a gift, art, crafty thing. So, and then just cut it out, right? And then cut out the middle and put, string through it and put it up on your tree. I will cut it after I finish this one. So this one, in case you're just watching, what I'm going to do, I painted this. This is from a reference photo on pixabay.com. Oh my God, it's the most adorable photo. I think it came up when I searched for Christmas wreath. This photo came up. So anyway, I had to paint it. And so what I'm going to do, what I thought would be cute, is I'm just going to do the dogs, right? The back of the dog's head. And then I'm going to try to get a little snowy scene here and then get the windowsill ledge there. So let's see what happens. Wish me luck here. Okay, so make sure I'm in camera here. Looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to do the background first. Well, the wintry scene first. So I'm just going to do a little water. Going to get a blue. I'm not going to use that blue. This was manganese blue, which is a little granular, a little too granular for the globe. I thought it would look good, but I probably should have done like an ultramarine or cobalt. I don't know. But anyway, I think I'm just going to do ultramarine blue for the background here for the winter. Here, I'll put this kind of, I don't know if that's going to be in the camera. Not really. Okay. It's kind of what I'm following anyway. And then just a suggestion of the trees I'm going to do in the background. So this is just water. I'm just going to do wet on wet. And the cool thing is that the paint is only going to go where I put the water, and this brush is like so nice and pointy. I can get right in behind his ears, get right in like the little nooks and crannies there. Okay, so, and then right along the edge. Okay. Okay. Now, ultramarine. Just gonna, actually, I'm gonna get rid of this blue in here. I'll put ultramarine in there. There we go. Pretty. So just a tiny bit. Then I'm basically going to put kind of a heavier pigment down. Oh, and also I think I actually did the background there with a lot, mostly Payne's Gray. So that's Payne's Gray. So I'm going to go kind of heavy, and then I'm going to pick it up with my brush. I'm going to do the trees, the illusion of the trees, with, making highlights basically. So just going around, going around. This is a little negative painting right here when you're going around your subject and kind of shaping the ears. And then I think the windowsill is about right here. And then get the edge here. Whoops. And a little coffee. My hand isn't super steady. Have a little afternoon coffee or tea, right? England had a little cuppa. Okay. All right, cool. So now I'm going to just, while it's kind of damp, right? So now it's damp and it's pretty dark. I want to make sure I have highlights. I don't want it to be flat because I want to give the impression that it's round. So a bit of a challenge, but I think I can not just kind of pick up, and then I can go down a little darker for the illusion of the trees. And it really is just about like a snowy scene. I really probably should overthink it and worry too much about trying to get trees in there. Just make it a wintry scene. Okay, so that's about as dark as it's going to go. It's pretty wet. Now is a great time to just pick up. Great. Pick up a little bit here. Good. That's kind of what I want, a little edging. But like I said, it's more about just creating a wintry, snowy scene that the doggies are looking out at. And then there is the window sill, the window ledge right here. So, okay, so that's drying. I don't want to mess with it too much. I want it to dry. So what I'm going to do is wet the bottom part now. So like really it'd be like the wall. They're standing in front of a wall, a window. And then you probably can't really, see, the camera can't pick it up, but I do have a really light sketch that I'm kind of following. And then just a little bit over here. Now, my water that I put on, it's not touching the blue. So I'm just going to use a little yellow ochre, Winsor Newton yellow ochre. And just like for the wall, maybe even do like a little stripes. See if I can get some kind of, I don't know, pattern on there, but not too much. and just dipped into some Van Dyke Brown. And then when this dries, I'll do that little white spot. I'm going to make that the window ledge. So probably use like Van Dyke Brown. It's just a little too damp yet over here. Do a little bit here. And then let me see. I'm just kind of going with my sketch there. And a little bit in the middle. I can always kind of reactivate this if I don't want it that dark in the middle, in between them, the wall in between them. So anyway, if you're just joining, here's what I'm trying to do. Just doing the back, and then here's like the windowsill that I'm going to try to do here. I'm not going to do the wreath. There's not enough room. I'm just going to do kind of a fun snowy background. And you know, actually right now, excuse me for the sniffles, right now, when it's just kind of damp like this, it's kind of a perfect time to do like little cauliflower. So you just, or could do like a little spritz, get some water on there, because it's looking a little, yeah, see, starting to do a little cauliflower. So I'm going to just, it's not, there we go. I wanted it to look more, don't touch that. There. Kind of misty, right? Misty, foggy. So I spray it. Gotta have one of those sprayers in your arsenal. So that's kind of cool. I'm just going to leave that because I'm going to do snow, you know, with some gouache after. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to dry it actually. Usually, a lot of times I like to let it dry by itself because it definitely does something, you know, dries a little better, I think, when you let it dry by itself, but not today. I just got everything nice and wet, so I got to dry it. There. Okay, sorry for the noise. Let me dry. At least up here. Anybody watching? Hello, hello. If you're, sorry for the noise, but if you're watching, say hello in the chat. I'd love to hear where you're watching from. I don't care about the color in there because I'm going to go kind of dark with them. So I just want to see if it's okay. I think what I'm going to do while this is drying a little bit more, I'm going to do the little holder up here, and I kind of like the red. It looks Christmassy, so I think I'll do that again. But I'm going to do. I think I'll do a little bit of the yellow underneath. Let me get a better yellow. I'm going to do a little yellow underneath just for like a highlight. So it shows through. Yeah, please shoot me a comment. Let me know how the sound is. Any kind of feedback would be great. I really enjoy doing these lives. I kind of miss teaching. I was teaching like a beginner's watercolor in person, and then, you know, COVID happened, and I'm actually looking to get back into it, start teaching again in person. So this is just kind of a fun little practice session for me. So if anybody just wants to say hi, hello. Okay, that looks good. Just leave that, let that dry. And then let's get to the doggies. So for this guy, I made a really cool, like a brownish. I tried so many colors, because I did black. That wasn't looking so great. Let me see. So this is what I like to do when I'm playing around with colors. You always want to, and it should be on the same paper, right? This I really liked. I did yellow underneath, and then I think it's yellow ochre and Indian yellow with just a little brown for the ears. I like that those mix together, and I mix on the paper. I'm not mixing in the well. This is real pretty color, so I wanted a reflection. So here, I wanted them both to have like a little red in their coats because it's reflecting the lights on the wreath and the red on the wreath. So I did Van Dyke brown with a little bit of ultramarine blue, and then I did a Lazarian crimson, which is a really pretty, crimson red, and it just made a really pretty brown. This is black. This is not what's it called? Anyway, this is just pure black. It's flat, right? This is black with a little blue. Didn't like it. So then I went into the brown, blue, and a Lazarian crimson. Really pretty color, and it's a nice creamy mix as well. So I have that color. This is my palette where I made that color. So it was ultramarine blue. I'm going to do a little more blue. This is the Lazarian crimson. Well, when you mix your complements, and then I'm just going to go and do a little Van Dyke brown. When you mix your complements, that's how you get black. You get some really, really pretty blacks. And then you can have your blacks lean towards blue, have them lean towards warm or lean towards cool, right? So this is kind of leaning towards warm because I actually have a lot of red in there. But if you want it to get cooler, you just add a little bit more blue. So here we go. So there's my color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the outline because I want a clean outline. So I'm not doing wet on wet. So make sure you can see that. So I'm not doing wet on wet because I want a clean outline. And then I'm going to wet my brush after I get it in and make it look kind of watercolor-ish-y. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. And I think I kind of overworked. It's such a small painting. It's kind of easy to overwork, I think. And I've been doing a lot of colored pencil recently. So I am a little rusty for sure with watercolors. So this was just kind of a challenge to me. Just trying to get back in the watercolor scene. Now I'm just outlining his collar. And then we'll do a little shadow under his ear. And I want to get red in here. Well, he doesn't have the wreath, but I don't know. I just like the reddish kind of highlight in his fur. So there's his collar right here. And then we go down. And try not to go over. There. And then just kind of put collar. And then just like an outline here. Line there. Okay, maybe a little darker over here. There. All right, I hope my head wasn't in the camera because when I look over, no, it looks like it's okay. Sorry if you saw some. But yeah, so I'm just going to kind of let that sit for a minute, and maybe I'm going to add a little bit of the Lazarian Crimson while it's still wet. Just like a touch, maybe with a little bit of the blue. So it'll be like a nice little kind of violety red. Yeah, just to have a little color in there. There. Okay, so I'll let that dry, then I'll do his collar. So in the meantime, I'm going to go over to this guy. Now this guy, I think I actually will do more wet on wet. Because he's like really furry, right? He looks like he's a yellow lab. So we'll do a little different technique on this one. And hopefully he'll look a little furrier. Just try to get something to make him look fluffy. And then I'm not putting the water where the collar is. So there's like a little area where there's no, even, it doesn't really matter though, because the collar, I'll probably do like a blue collar or something. So it doesn't matter. And then I think that's going to be in the way. So I'm just going to start with that. That's supposed to be part of the wall there. We'll see what happens. Okay, so with this guy, I want to get a little yellow. I'm going to get a little yellow underneath for the base. So he has kind of a nice little glow about him. Yellow lab. Nice little happy glow. Happy lab, happy doggy. That's his ear. Okay, then I'm going to grab a little bit. This is yellow ochre. Grabbing a little bit of yellow ochre. And I'm trying to make this like easy, like not difficult. Don't want to overwork, don't want to overthink, which I do all the time with watercolor and life. Overworking, overthinking, overworking watercolors, that is. And then, and not coming out here, I'm not worried about it because, the whole idea is to cut and have this, as an ornament. So I'm not really worried about that. Okay, so that's his little base coats. It's a little yellow up there. And then I don't want to activate this blue here. So I'm kind of being careful not to touch the blue. I don't want green. Get a highlight there. Okay, and then I think it's about ready for, I'm going to put a little brown for his ears. Just get some definition of his ear. This is, where's my Van Dyke brown? Do a little Van Dyke brown. It's a pretty brown. Okay. Is anybody going to do this with their own dogs? Take pictures of their own dogs? Anybody? Let me know. All you got to do is just take a picture of the back of your dog sitting. And there you go. You could trace their profile, whatever you want to do. All right. So again, I'm going to try not to overdo this here. just make a little fluffy kind of. This will all blend in, so I'm not too worried about. Let's see, a little more yellow in the ear. So you always want your brush. So the paper's pretty damp, so I don't want my brush very wet. You'd want your brush drier than the paper. That's when problems start happening, is when your brush is wetter than the paper. Okay. And let's see. I think I'm going to wait and let it, I'm just going to do a little there. I'm kind of purposely doing that for like a little cauliflower effect, like for a little soft. Oh, and then on this one, I really liked this color. I think I did a little bit of this Indian yellow from Daniel Smith. I got a couple new Daniel Smith colors. I usually do Winsor Newton, but sorry, England. I'm kind of trying to stick to American. But I really do like the Daniel Smith watercolors. So I tried a couple. I need to replenish, so I got a couple more colors in Daniel Smith. I really like them. Okay, now I'm going to just add some water and let it kind of, I wanted it a little brighter. And again, it's watercolor, so it's actually going to dry a lot lighter than this. So I'm not really worried what it's going to look like. I kind of want like the fur effect. Okay, so while I was doing that, this guy dried pretty good. I like it. I think I'll do his collar. And let me see. I think the green collar works out good. I did a green collar here. I kind of like it. The green and the little red that's in there kind of complement each other. So I'm just going to grab any old green I have. Just a little green that I have here. And you could totally use your colored pencils too. You know, like actually what a good idea probably would be is let me just do a little yellow for like a highlight and then do the green right over it. And then it'll kind of be like a nice little yellowy green. The yellow will kind of be the highlight. Then I'm going to go and get a little black actually for like the buckle of the collar, whatever, the just like there. Okay, and I'm going to tilt. So this yellow was getting a little too bunched up down there because I didn't put any water right here. That's where his collar is going to be. So now that Indian yellow, I really liked what it did, but it was starting to bunch up right there. So I didn't want that. I want it to go up towards his head, look like fur. Yeah, so I'm liking that. So while that dries, I'm just gonna let that dry. Why don't we go back and let me see. Needs to be a little blended. Do a little yellow in there while that's dry. There we go. A little highlight. And then I might as well do, while everything else is drying, I'll do the brown for the string. Oh, that's going to take forever. Let me use a bigger brush. It doesn't matter the size of this because it's going to kind of be cut out anyway. So I kind of want it a little thicker. There we go. And if it bleeds into the little holder there, I don't care. So yeah, I'm going to make it a little thicker. There we go. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to do, this one looks a little sad. I'm going to make this one a little thicker too. This brown. I don't know. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do a little snow. We got to get our little winter scene going on there. I'm going to do just a little snow. Just get a little highlight there. Let's see if I can do some trees. So what I'm doing, if you're just joining, I'm just doing this, trying to, oh, I have to do the windowsill. That's right. Almost forgot that. Got it. That's what's missing. Let me do the windowsill. Well, actually, no. Let me do the snow first. And the trees. Do the windowsill last. I'm getting some Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray. And a little bit of this lavender color over here. It's a pretty color. So this is totally dry, but I'm gonna just do a little bit, just for like a little super hint, light suggestion of trees. Like ever so light suggestion. And then I'm gonna have the windowsill. Forget that here, and then actually kind of just where I put the tree. Okay. Let's see. Let's do, since I already kind of have a little bit right there, let's do that. And I have a lot of water. So this is a lot of water on my brush. So it'll dry kind of milky, right? Kind of, I don't want a super hard line like what I just did. So I'm going to soften that up. There we go. And I'm going to do one more. Suggestion of trees. So we got to maybe do branches. Maybe that's what's missing. They look too perfect. Yeah, maybe like a little darker over here. A little darker over here on the edge. A little bit more structure. See, it dries so much later. Okay, trees, branches. Oh, get some more water. Okay. And then I always have a tissue with me to blot. Okay. And now I'm going to add, purposely dropping in some water while it's damp, because I want like a soft look. So I'm purposely doing this to soften it all up. And then maybe a little darker over here, a little more structure. And then it's going to dry a lot lighter, so I'm not worried at all. And while it's drying, I'm going to do the ledge of the window. And then when the snow comes in, it'll look pretty. And take tissue, blot. So it looks a little foggy and snowy. I am in the suburbs of Chicago, so I know a little something about snow. Okay, and actually I think what I'm going to do is a little shadow underneath the holder here. It just looks a little funky. Something's looking a little funky. Check your shadows, right? Check your lighting. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to use brown, the Van Dyke brown, and a little bit of the, what is that, yellow ochre for my window ledge. So here's a window ledge here. It's not going to be that detailed. It's just going to be a suggestion here. So, yeah, it's going to have to be here. I think I probably would have done it a little lower, but too late now. In this one, the ledge is right around his collar, so his eyes, he's just looking out. I'll bring it down a little bit. You can barely see out, this guy. This guy has his paws on the ledge here, right? So he's hoisting himself up where the lab is sitting. So he can barely see out. Now we'll do a ledge here. And then, what do you think? Should I do the window pane? Should I do like a line here like it's a window pane? And somebody tell me yes or no. What should I do? So if anybody's watching, see how the window pane is here? I don't know if I should do the window pane here. Let me just touch up his ears a little bit while I'm thinking about it. Oh, I have to do his collar too still. Yeah, if you're watching, let me know if I should do the window pane or not. Okay, I'm going to do, let me see, so we have a green collar, so maybe like, how about like a violet kind of a collar? I don't know. Yellow labs usually, the yellow and the violet always looks good because they're complementary colors, so I don't know. I've got this kind of pretty purple right here in my palette. Hang on, I gotta check the camera. Okay, sorry for the, if it moved. Yeah, do kind of a pretty purple here. Don't ask me what color this is. It's whatever mixture's on my palette right now. Okay. And then I've got to do, whoops, did you see that? Water drop went right there. So we'll let that dry. It could be a happy accident. You just never know. Okay. Go out a little bit more. Okay. No, nobody wants to tell me if I should do the window pane right here. Whoops, I keep dripping. Okay, so I'm gonna purposely put a drop of water right there because I want his head to lighten up a little bit. A little dark, and then I might even, there. I want that yellow to come through. Okay, so let me do the snow. I'm going to do just a little snow in the background here with the gouache. And I can't get any snow on the dogs because they're inside, right? So I think what I'm going to do is just cover them a little bit. Let's see, I get my brush pretty wet. Now you can use a toothbrush, you could use anything to make the snow, and this is gouache. blot. There we go. Let me blot. Got some on the doggy. Let me blot. Okay. Yeah, his highlights look like snow. Okay. Just kind of doing a little more here. The gouache absorbs so much. I could use, there's actually the Dr. Martens too. That's awesome. I could use some of that white. We'll see how this absorbs. But there you go. That's just kind of a fun. And it's really bugging me. The top of his head is so flat. There, I had to do that. A little gouache there. I need some kind of highlight there. That's better. Okay, now super quick. Let me get a little brown. Watered down brown. I want to get the wall in between them. There we go. Just a little. Just so it's not so white sticking out. And then his, just get a little suggestion of fur there. There. Okay. All right. What do you guys think? Anybody let me know in the chat? Oops, sorry, my hair is in there. So here we go. Kind of fun. You could do your own dog. You could do your friend's dog. Kind of makes a fun little gift. I'm gonna cut them now. Pretty much dry enough. Get more of an ear there. And yeah, see, the snow is totally being absorbed. So I have this Dr. Martens Bleed Proof White, which is amazing. And let's see. Just going to use the cap here, mix it up. Now this won't absorb into the paper. I mean, look, you can hardly tell. It's kind of nice because now it looks like there's some snow that's in the distance. I'm kind of afraid to splatter with this stuff. Let's see, let me give it a shot. There, maybe that's enough. Okay, that'll absorb. And then this guy got a lot of snow. He got a lot of snow. Let's see. There we go. Looks like snow right there. Okay. All right, now I'm going to just cut it out. Just take my scissors, cut it out. I'm not going to do the... Anybody? Oh, cool. You going to try with your dog Bluebell? Yeah, definitely. Let me know how it goes. I would love to... I'd love to know. Hey, if you guys, I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/Molly's Fine Art. Also, if you want to, Facebook/Molly's Fine Art. I'm going to be posting this. And if you want to post what you drew, that'd be awesome. So on my Facebook group, Molly's Fine Art, I'm going to post what I did. everything. I haven't posted anything yet. I haven't posted this guy. I haven't posted these guys. So I'm going to post that. And then if you made an ornament, I would love to see it. That would be fun. So, all right. My scissors here. I probably, oh, good. Well, I have these. They're not that sharp. I have some smaller scissors, but they're in the kitchen. I don't want to have to walk away. But I'll do this one while it's dry. Let's see what we got. I haven't done any crafty stuff like this in a while, so if there's an easier way, let me know. But whoa. I'm just going to go kind of fast because I know this probably doesn't make the best video. I'll at least get as close as I can without going in, and then you can trim the edges once it's off the paper, the bulky part. And then you can do any kind of touch-ups that you want. Because that's still wet. I'm going to actually... Sorry if you're getting dizzy. I'm going to just do that. There we go. Okay. I don't know. When you make something like this and you give it to somebody for a gift, and then every year they take it out, they put it up on their tree, I think it's just like so special. It makes it so much more special. And then don't forget to sign it if you do one. Give it away. Probably a good idea. Maybe put your little signature here, or maybe even on the back, or do like a sweet kind of a note on the back. That'd be really nice. Let's see. Get here. Okay. Bluebell. What a cute name for a dog. What kind of dog is it? That's such a cute name. Bluebell. Does he have blue eyes, he or she? Is that why his name is Bluebell? All right. I know this isn't the most exciting, but... And then I would probably get I have smaller scissors, like I said, really sharp, so I would punch. Or you just use a hole punch. I have a hole punch. So you just get a hole punch in there and then sign it. And yeah, there's string through it. Put a nice note on the back to the recipient, or the date, the year, probably like the year. You got a cute little gift. This is really kind of fun. It's still a little wet, but I'm going to just be careful I don't put my thumb right in the wet snow. And here we go. Okay. Just cut all this off. Whoops. Sorry again if you're getting dizzy. I know I'm like twisting and turning this thing. Okay. Yeah, I have a hole punch. I got to get my hole punch out, but definitely a couple punches in there, you'd be fine. Maybe it'd be easier actually to make it more, this part, more of like a round circle. So when you do your hole punch, it looks nice and neat. Okay. These kind of look like my dogs, actually. So the reference photo that I used, I think it's another reason why I loved it so much, because they already kind of look like my dogs. But I wanted to do a darker color because I thought it would look good against the snow. My dogs are both this color, kind of like golden. So I didn't want to, I put my thumb in the snow. I knew I would. I didn't want to do two goldens or two browns. So I wanted to do a darker color. Can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. Let me go this way. I'm trying not to get my thumb on the, there we go. Okay, I got it. There, and then there we go. Hopefully it's round. Hopefully I got it. All right, and then I'll do a hole punch, and then with my smaller scissors, just so I don't take my finger off, I'll clean this up with my smaller scissors. But like I said, it's still a little wet. I don't want to put my thumb in there. So there it is. Oh, I can get this side. It's hanging off. There it is. All right, everybody. Thank you for the few people that watched. I really appreciate you watching. I really enjoy doing this, going live. This was really fun, and I will definitely, I think I'll be going live again Tuesday. Painting this full scene. So I'll be promoting it on all my social and on YouTube. So you may get another message that I'm going to be doing this, but I'll be doing the full scene this time on Tuesday. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. That was really fun. And this is just fun and easy. I mean, if you have kids, this is kind of a cool thing to do with your kids too. So I'll post the final result. I'll put a string through there and everything. You know what might be kind of nice too? Maybe a little edging. Now that it's been cut off, maybe a little edging on this one. I don't know. I have to play around. This one's okay. But anyway, you can do anything you want with these. So thanks for watching, and join me Tuesday. I will be sending out notifications, and join me on social media, Molly's Fine Art, Facebook, and Molly's Fine Art on patreon.com/Molly's Fine Art. And of course, there's always Instagram. So, okay, guys, bye. Thank you.